My name is Kwabena Chenchehini. Many thanks for joining us here on Newsdesk. The very first story, the ZAR and the Tema Regional Police Command has begun investigations into the murder of 3 persons and alleged suicide involving a police lance corporal with the Rapid Development Force in Tema on Monday evening. The officer is said to have killed his mother-in-law, 2 children, and subsequently himself. Isabella Ave of Sister Station Abim FM has been to the scene of this incident and is joining me on phone now with some more on this very sad story this morning. Isabella, good morning. Many thanks for joining us here. Can you really tell me what you've gathered so far as this issue is concerned?
Yeah, yesterday we had an information, last night we had an information around 8 o'clock p.m. that a police officer with the RGS unit in Tema by name Amuzi had shot himself. His mother-in-law and 2 children of his in their residence at 2025 around Death Traffic. Upon this information, we rushed to the scene this morning to make some inquiries on our own. Even though the case is under police investigation. And when we got to the scene, we realized the said residence wasn't owned by the police officer as it was early on said. We met a man by name Kosipensa who explained to us that he is the caretaker of the uncompleted building and that his senior pastor called him on last week Thursday to shelter the wife of the police officer together with his 2 children and his mother-in-law. Only for us to hear yesterday night around 4:35 thereabouts that the police officer from the present residence of the wife together with the other dependents and opened fire with an AK-47 rifle, killing the mother-in-law and his 2 sons and himself. These are bodies of the deceased deposited at police hospital mortuary.
Yes, Isabella will be coming to that as well. But if I understand you correctly, it appears there was a bit of an altercation between this police officer and his wife early on, and then his wife moved from that location to another place, and then he followed up on that and subsequently shot and killed. I'm speaking of his mother-in-law, and then he subsequently shot and killed this mother-in-law as well as his 2 children. Is that the case?
Hello.
Okay, so Isabella, do we know the identity of this officer now?
Yeah, the name that we have at the moment is Amuzi. That's the only name we have at the moment.
And he's with the Rapid Development Force of the Ghana Police Service?
Yes, he's with the Tema region.
Do you know what the police has been saying as far as this issue is concerned? I know you've been speaking to them this morning. What have they been saying?
Sincerely, trying to get more facts from them. It's becoming a bit tough for us because they said we should give them some time for them to investigate much into the issue before they would come out to feed us with any information.
Do you know the identities of these people he murdered? For instance, the children and the mother-in-law. Do we know their identities, and even if we could know their ages as well?
Sincerely, I don't have at the moment. Please is to help us with such information. And here is the case where they are also saying that we should give them some time and that they are investigating the issue. So you know how they work.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand that. But yeah. Can we know, for instance, the ages of these children? I mean, obviously we need to protect their identities, but do we need to? Do you have the information as to how old they are?
I think a baby and then a little boy. I'm not sure he's up to 5 years. Okay,
so that's not the official thing, but in your own estimation, the young boy should not be up to 5 years.
Yes.
And then there's a baby.
Yes.
How old do you think this baby is? 6 months, a year?
The baby, roughly 6 months. I'm not sure the baby is up to a year. No.
Okay. Right. Bella, many thanks for that update. And that was my colleague with sister station Adom FM. Well, she's based in Tema. She brought us a report from that particular side of town where we are told that a police officer shot and killed his mother-in-law and then went on to shoot 2 of his children. And then subsequently, he shot himself dead. And it's all because there was a bit of an altercation between himself and his mother-in-law as well as his wife, we are told. As things stand now, the information we have suggests that his name is Amuzu. He's one Amuzu. He's with the Rapid Deployment Force of the Ghana Police Service. He's stationed at Tema. But please tell us that they are currently investigating the issue. This is all we can get for now. We do also have some other reporters who are also snooping around trying to get some more information. Beatrice Edu, for instance, is also at the police station. She's been speaking to them on this very issue, and she's been speaking to a few other people. As and when we do have, we'll be bringing her also onto the phone lines. We'll be raising her on the phone lines, and then we'll be bringing you some more information as far as this issue is concerned. Security, and imagine a situation where you have the power to determine who your boss is. That is through the normal voting system you are used to in electing national officers. Well, that's the option being proposed by the flag bearer of the United Progressive Party, the UPP, particularly for the Ghana Police Service. Akwesi Adai Odike is proposing an option where officers of the Ghana Police Service are given the mandate to elect the Inspector General of Police. Now, this, he says, will prevent the situation where the appointing officer, that's in this case the president, will be limited in his influence on the IGP. Now, let's try and understand what Mr. Odike is talking about exactly. And he's joining us on phone now with those answers. Mr. Odike, good morning. Many thanks for joining us here on News Desk, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So, one would say a pretty amusing proposal you have there, but what's the trigger for this? Why the need to appoint, not to do away with the status quo of appointing the Inspector General of Police, but this time round, you're proposing that we should give the mandate or the power to the police officers themselves to choose who leads them and who becomes the Inspector General of Police.
Yes, let me also greet you and English listener. Yes, I propose that the IGP must be elected by the police administration because of some lapses that I have identified. First and foremost, if the IGP's appointment is political, then it is obvious that the IGP will do everything to maintain or help the party that gives the mandate to the IGP. But if the IGP is elected by the police administration, what it means is that the neutrality and also the ethics of policing will be assured. Because if I'm the president of this nation and I appoint IGP, definitely some of his behaviors or behaviors will immune to the benefit of the ruling government. And whatever happens at the top level of police administration will trigger down. And that is why sometimes when you are at the police station and there's an issue, you hear that power from somewhere has stopped us from doing this. Authority from somewhere has stopped us from doing this.
Are you by this suggesting in any way that the IGP or even successive or previous IGPs have in one way or the other been influenced by the appointing authority?
Of course, yes. It is obvious. It is human nature. If you give me appointment, I will also support you, period. So we need neutrality of the police administration. And when the police administration elect their own IGP, they work within the tenets and the ethics of the profession. And it will inure to the benefit of the good people of this country.
We are in an election year. If you do make such comments, one would suggest or make the inference that you are to a large extent suggesting that Mr. Kudalo might in essence break his code of conduct and do things that might favor the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, seeing that he is the person who appointed him into office? Would that not be erroneous in any way?
No, it is something that I've thought about, and not only pertains to this current administration. It is something that we need to do as a nation, and we've kept a grand eye on it, and it doesn't help the police administration to deliver their services without fear or favor. So
going into elections, you are cocksure that the police is going to be biased against your party and the several other opposition parties in the country?
Not only political, it is general assumption, it is general perception that normally if even anything with that has to do with the government, the police sometimes, bring some portion of bias. So it's not only in the elections or anything, but generally,
I see.
If we want the police administration to be effectively conduct themselves in a professional manner, I think that's the best way.
Would you say the proposal by the Inspector General of Police to ban social media activities on election day has anything to do with this? Could it be the case that he might be looking forward to manipulating the system in such a way that whoever it is that wants to remain in power stays there much longer?
No. It's far from that. I am talking about the generality of police.
I do understand that. But seeing that we are in an election year and some of these things remain a possibility, I just want to know whether you are...
My brother, don't push me there. Generally, what I want fairness to be in the society, and the police are the law enforcement agents. So if they have this autonomous neutrality to do their job without fear or favor, it will inure to the benefit of the entire country.
So this remains a key policy the UPP administration hopes to pursue?
Yes, because we want fairness in this country. Culture of impunity has become the order of the day. And all this, I think, is threat to our democracy. And because of political appointments to that level, that has created all this kind of...
So which areas will you be looking at? For instance, is it the Electoral Commission? Will you be looking at, say, other state institutions or what?
Yes, if we have a way of also electing EC without necessarily the president appointing the EC, it will go a long way to help our elections and fairness.
But that would mean we going back to the Constitution to make amendments, because it's the Constitution that stipulates that the president has the authority to, obviously in consultation with the Council of States and a few others, make the recommendation for the new EC chair. So is that to suggest we need to go back to the Constitution and go through a whole amendment process once more?
Yes, the Constitution is not a static document. It's a living document. And it grows. It must grow. So if we find it expedient to change certain things in it, to amend certain portions of it, even by referendum, I don't see anything wrong with it. And our Constitution at this time needs a total overhauling, because it is becoming obsolete to conform with modern trends of affairs.
Right. I know we might have some time later on to have you in studio and delve some more into your manifesto, seeing that you're one of the very first parties to have launched it. But maybe I could just take this opportunity to find out from you which other key elements you have been highlighting in your manifesto, things that UPP wishes to carry out if given the mandate by Ghanaians.
Thank you very much. But can you give me a appointment? Even on the phone, I will be there, because I'm serving the mother Ghana, and anything to do to help this country, I'm ready for it. But back to your question.
Right.
We also touched on agriculture. We want to transform agriculture to conform modern agriculture and also industries. And the relocation of the capital from Accra to Kintampo area It's also
wait, you want to relocate the capital from Accra to Kintampo?
Yes.
This is not the first time I'm hearing you say this. Well, why are you so keen on changing the capital of Accra?
Because in northern cities, most of the cities has removed from the coastal line because of the fear of external aggression. So if we have a war with another country, it will be easily demoralized. So if the capital is within the country, the center of the country, it will help us. If you look at Nigeria, they have done that from Lagos to Abuja. Cote d'Ivoire have done it. Togo have done it. What are we waiting for?
Okay. Mr. Odike, like I said, we'll put a hold on most of these issues for now. We will invite you into the studio and then we can delve into your manifesto, most of the things you've highlighted in your manifesto. But many thanks for time on News Desk this morning. That's Akwesi Abayo Odike, his flag bearer of the UPP, and the UPP is the United Progressive Party. Well, he is proposing that heads of quite a number of state institutions be voted for and not appointed. And key amongst those he highlights in his manifesto is the fact that we need to vote for the Inspector General of Police. He's saying that he believes that the police officers need to be given the mandate to choose whom their leader should be, and it shouldn't be the appointing authority, that the president being given that very mandate. Well, he believes it will not be in the country's interest. He goes on to say a few more about other things, and the fact that he believes the capital of the country, that's Ghana, needs to be moved from Accra to Kintampo. We'll bring him into the studio and then we'll try and interrogate these issues a bit later on. But you're still watching News Desk here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. We are taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you some more, including some happenings in Mogadishu, where we are told that this morning 2 bombs have detonated near the airport at Mogadishu. I'll be speaking to my colleague Odike Sam, who returned from Mogadishu not too long ago, I do recall, and he'll be taking us through really where the situation there is, how bad the situation is. We'll also be speaking to some reporters at Mogadishu when we come back from this break. Stay with us.